Good morning, dear students. Welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about Fire and Ice, another poem of your first flight, composed by the great poet Robert Frost, who was an American poet. As we have discussed in our last class about the great achievements, his literary career, his lifespan, so hopefully you all are quite familiar with him. Dear students, today in this poem, we are going to discuss about fire and ice. These two are life giving and life taking forces. But before moving into the poem, let's know from where our great American poet Robert Frost got the inspiration to compose this beautiful poem. Dear students, as all of us and Christianity believe that after death, either we go to heaven or hell. This great inspiration Robert Frost got from Dante's Inferno. In this book, he discussed about 7 deadly sins and also speaks about what else happened like desire, hate, lust, greed, avarice, and so many other sins if we have committed in our life. So, Robert Frost got some points from there, from Dante's poem, and he just gave them place in his this little beautiful poem. Actually, it is a short poem of 9 lines. If you would look at the title of the poem, you can easily check these are two contrasting elements, these are two contrasting powers. One is fire and second is ice. Both have literally different meaning, or you can say opposite to each other. So over here he gives different meaning of ice and fire. Dear students, Robert Frost's poem Fire and Ice actually expresses the profound idea about this world, about this materialistic world where we all are living. He says the world will experience its end either in two ways, either by ice or fire, and both the components are compared with self destructing human emotions. The poem very artistically determines the philosophy that we let our emotions rule us, and if we don't control them, they will surely destroy everything around us. Similarly, he says and thinks fire and ice both are just as complete in themselves in bringing the world to its catastrophic end. Dear students, here fire represents desire while ice addresses hate. Let's read the poem. Some say the world will end in fire and some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Dear students, here perish means die, destroy, or an end, while sufficient means suffice, sufficient, or enough. In first line, the poet says, some say. Why he writes some say? Actually, he is not talking about himself. He is not sure who says these lines. So he wants to say it is the general opinion of people, and they consider the world will get its end in fire. And he strongly agrees with those people who says the world will get its end with fire. Tasted means experience. He also believes that The fire will become the reason of this destruction. He knows and experiences the reason or causes which may support his idea that world will get its end because of fire. Dear students, here fire means our desires that are never ending, and we there is no end of our desires in this materialistic world. Our mind is full of possessions. We are crazy. We are fad. We have a great mania of owning more and more materialistic things. Here, fire or desire is also compared with our lust, our avarice, the nature of selfish, and all these things which may come under the category of sins. So, this is all what he wants to portray here with the help of these first four lines. Now, let's move to the second stanza. In next five lines, without any waiving of his first opinion or option of fire, he considers if the world has to expire twice, then of course ice would be equally become competent in getting the end of the world. Dear students, if the world come to an end or die perish for the second time, ice could be one of the great reasons, which is hate, which is war, destruction between two countries, and it would be sufficient for the end of the world. Either the human capability of insensitivity and hatred has a potential for inner destruction, though slow and steady, it has the same effect. So, if given an option between fire and ice would be equally as good and competent to bring the end of this world, dear students. Here, we have come to know these two elements, fire and ice. Once again, please let's know fire stands for greed, fire stands for avarice, cruelty, conflict, fury, and intolerance. Rather, I stands for hatredness, rigidity, war, insensitivity, coldness, and indifferences. Dear students, poet wants to say as ice can freeze, ice can bring numbness to our body parts and we become insensitive, we are not able to get any sensation. In the same way, if we will become freeze, if our emotions will get freeze, then we will have no feeling of brotherhood. We will have no sensitivity. We will become insensitive. We will have no feeling of belongingness, and this is a great destructive force will bring end of this earth. So now choice is in our hand to save our earth and humanity on this earth. Actually, the poem has its symbolic meaning. With the destruction of earth, the poet wants to portray that the end of humanity is not far if the situation remains same. So, dear students, we must have good control over emotions, our emotions, if we want to save, preserve our earth and our humanity on this earth. Hopefully, you would be able to get the main idea and theme of this poem. In our next class, we will discuss all the poetic devices used by the poet in this poem and rhyme scheme and whatever else. Okay, till then, keep learning, keep watching. Thank you.